Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are really breaking down how to get AI to reliably, and I mean reliably, complete complex, multi-step tasks. If you've ever felt that frustration of building an AI automation just to watch it fall apart, well, this one is for you.
Okay, so let's just dive right in with a question that I bet feels pretty familiar if you've ever tried to build a serious AI automation. You have this big, important goal, you hand it off to an AI agent, and somewhere down the line, it just breaks, right? So why does that happen?
There's this huge gap between the dream and the reality of AI automation. We imagine this perfect, seamless workflow, but what we actually get, way too often, is this frustrating mess of failures. The AI gets stuck in a loop, it just starts making things up, or it just gives up completely.
So what's really going on here? The thing is, the issue isn't that the AI isn't capable. Nope. The real problem is in how we're asking it to do the work. Let's break down the core of it. And these issues are incredibly consistent no matter what system you're using. Agents get trapped in these little reasoning loops, they'll skip the crucial checks and balances that you need, they completely crash the second an external tool returns an error, and, this is a big one, their context window is so limited they often forget what they did in step 1 by the time they get to step 5.
Now, what's really fascinating about all this is that the problem isn't the AI's raw power, it's our approach. We are right in the middle of a massive paradigm shift in how we need to interact with these models. And there it is. That's it. This is the root cause of all that frustration. For the past couple of years, we've all been learning how to talk to AI. But now, we have to learn how to architect its actions. We've been using a chatbot playbook for a whole new agentic game. This really illustrates the fundamental difference perfectly. Conversational AI, like your basic chatbot, it's reactive. You ask a question, it gives an answer. It's just a single exchange. But agentic AI, that's proactive. You give it a goal and it autonomously plans and then executes a whole series of actions to get there. So here's the crucial point. An agentic system is designed for autonomy. It has a reasoning engine, it can use external tools, and it's built to complete entire workflows, not just answer a single question. It's a worker, not just a conversationalist. Okay, so how does this new way of thinking lead to a more reliable framework? Well, we have to stop thinking about clever prompt tricks and start thinking about real engineering principles. Instead of just trying to find the perfect words, the industry is standardizing on this 4-step engineering loop. Observe, reason, act, learn, or oral. First, the agent observes the current situation. Then, it reasons about the best next step. It acts by using a tool. And finally, it learns from the outcome to figure out what to do next. It's a continuous adaptive cycle. And right at the heart of this loop is the reasoning engine. You can think of it as the brain of the whole system. This is the part that does the actual thinking. And crucially, it allows the agent to handle ambiguity, to actually pause and ask a question if it's not sure, instead of just making something up and breaking the whole workflow. Okay, so with this new model in our heads, how do we actually put it into practice? The answer is a pretty big shift, moving from writing single prompts to engineering entire workflows. Let's just be super clear about this. The old way of giving an AI a gigantic, complex task in one massive prompt, it's dead. It just doesn't scale, it's unreliable, and it leads to failure. The future is all about breaking that task down into a chain of smaller, much more manageable prompts. Here's the key mental shift you've got to make. Think about it this way. You have to force the AI to show you a plan before it does anything. You need to see the blueprint, you need to approve it, and only then do you tell it to start building. So this means we're decomposing a big task into a reliable pipeline. For instance, your first prompt just asks the AI to generate a step-by-step plan. Once you get that back and approve it, your second prompt tells it to execute only the first step. Then a third prompt can force it to review its own work. See? The output of one step becomes the precise, controlled input for the next. So if you want to make agents that are truly reliable, production ready, these are the rules. First, give it a strict role and tell it what it can't do. Second, always demand a plan up front. Third, don't give it access to 1,000 possible tools. Just give it the few it absolutely needs. And finally, you have to explicitly tell it how to recover when things go wrong. Now, the big takeaway from all of this is that your role in this new world, it's changing dramatically. You are no longer just a user of AI. You're moving from being a prompter to becoming an architect. You're not just talking to an AI anymore. You are engineering an entire autonomous system that's designed to achieve a very specific and very valuable business outcome. This is it. This is the fundamental mindset shift that's required to succeed with agentic AI. It's becoming less about creative writing and way more about systems thinking and logical design. You've got to stop prompting and start engineering. And so, we'll leave you with this final thought. You now have the blueprint for building reliable, autonomous agents. The only question left is, what is the first system you are going to architect?